So how many online classes have you taken at CI?
At CI, I've taken about 3 to 4 online classes.
Can you explain kind of what your experience was like in those 3 to 4 classes?
Yes. I really enjoyed having online classes because I enjoyed the flexibility, and especially because I'm a commuter, I was able to get my work done and not have to go to campus or go to a class.
So
I could do everything online.
You liked how it was a class that you can take on your own time, so you saved time by not driving to school and physically going to class?
Mm-hmm.
So why have you taken an online class? Is it just because of the flexibility or?
Convenience and flexibility. Like I mentioned, I'm a commuter, so I do like going to class and all, but just to have that flexibility, and that way I don't go to school every day. Like I can take online classes and just go to take my other classes like Tuesdays and Thursdays and have some days off where I don't have to drive to campus.
Okay, that's nice. Did you have any previous experience with online learning?
Before CI?
Yes.
No, until I got to CI. I took my first online.
Did you feel that because you didn't have any previous experience that it affected you in any type of way, and can you explain why?
I don't think it affected me because the way that the class was set up my first time, it was very organized, so I was able to catch on, and all the deadlines were there, or the links were there since like the first day, so I didn't have to look for anything. And I feel like maybe if the setup wasn't the way it was, then I would have been confused taking my first online class.
So you feel if the setup was completely different, you wouldn't understand how to use it? And in that case, if you wouldn't have understood how to use it, would have dropped out of the class or asked for help?
I would have probably emailed the professor, and if he didn't respond, dropped the class, because I like to have a professor that's going to be able to respond right away.
What was your favorite online course and why?
Let's see. I believe the class was called Principles of Epidemiology, or something along those lines. Do you want the specific class? Because I don't have anything with me, my laptop. So
No, that's fine. Can you talk about what the class is about, what you did, and why it was your favorite class out of all the ones you've taken?
It was my favorite class because, like I mentioned, it was organized, so I already knew my due dates and my deadlines, and I could have worked on whatever assignments I wanted at whatever time, and if I wanted to get ahead, I could have. So all the assignments for the whole semester were already there. The class was pretty much every week you had to complete an assignment. You had to respond to your classmates in what's it called?
A discussion?
In a discussion, and submit a paper or something. So then you do your reading and your learning on your own.
So did you feel that by having it at your own pace, where you can either do everything on time, or if you wanted to get ahead, that you could get ahead, that it helped you in the course, and as well as why you liked it?
I feel like it did help me because if I knew I had other assignments to do, then I knew the deadlines. If I wanted to get ahead, if there was a week that I didn't have anything else to do and I didn't know what was going to go on my other classes, I can always do the work for the following week for my online class.
Okay, for the course, were all the assignments, you mentioned how you had to do a certain assignment or certain assignments every week. Were they all due at the same day, the same time every week, or different days and times?
They were due the same day at the same time every week, but you could submit any day, but it had to be by that deadline.
So that was a deadline. Did you feel that that was very helpful since you already knew what day and time you had to be done?
Yes, that was very helpful.
What was your most difficult class and why?
Like online class?
Yes.
I don't think I've had a difficult online class because I tend to take those in person, like go to class, because, yeah.
So,
I tried to do anymore. Okay.
So would you say if all your classes, the online classes that you've taken, the professor has been very helpful, all of the deadlines are posted, you have everything in advance that you need in order to succeed in the class, whether if you had either a professor or the course was constructed difficultly, that it would have made it more difficult? So all of the other teachers you've had have the same like format and consistency?
Yes, they have.
Okay.
But I feel like if it was different and if it wasn't organized, because I'm a very organized person, so if they didn't have like the schedule and deadlines, I feel like that would stop me from taking that class.
And you would prefer a face-to-face class instead in that case?
Face-to-face, yes.
Okay. What were your expectations of an online class before you started?
Before I started, like, what do you mean, my expectations?
Did you expect it to be a lot easier than a face-to-face class? Did you expect less work, more time-consuming, less time-consuming?
Okay, so my first online class, I didn't know what to expect. So I was kind of anxious because I didn't know if it was going to be a lot of work. And then knowing that I'm not going to see the professor or who the professor is, and knowing if I would be able to like reach out to the professor and get a response like quick. I didn't know what to expect until I took like the class, and then after I took my first class, and I was open to take other classes because I knew that usually the professors who do the online are very good about responding and all of that.
So based off that one first class you took, you had the same expectations for the other classes. Did you ever think, oh, maybe this professor might be different or anything like that? Or did you just assume that they would? I feel
like because of that first class, I set my expectations to be like that first class. And so far, they've all met my expectations. I haven't had an online class where I don't enjoy it, or I'm not able to contact the professor or any of those issues.
So, for example, let's say if your first class started off bad, the professor didn't respond, stuff like that, would you consider taking another online class, or would you just assume that all online classes would be the same?
Yeah, probably not. I would assume that. Yeah.
That they're all going to be the same, just how you assume, since this one was good.
Like, I would think, like, why struggle in taking another online class if I don't even know? Like, I would just sign up for a class that I know I'm going to go to and, like, be secure instead of, like, not knowing what's going to happen or what's going to come my way.
Okay. So, in your opinion, what makes an online class good and what makes it bad?
In my opinion, I feel like having a professor that's available, that makes a classroom, an online class good. Also having an organized schedule with deadlines. What else makes it good? Discussions and feedback from the professor as well as from other students in the class. It makes you feel like you are actually taking a class and getting the feedback, not just like whatever I'm submitting assignments and that's it. So I feel like if an online class includes all of those things, then that makes it good. But if it's just an online class where you submit things, then I don't think people are actually learning because they might just submit a paper and not actually
get the feedback they need to either improve or continue doing what they're doing pretty much.